I've owned over 50 911s, as most of you know, and I'd probably say at least half of those came with Momo steering wheels. You know, if it was a non-factory wheel, chances are 90% of those wheels were Momo wheels. And my favorite two wheels had always been the Jackie Stewart steering wheel and the Momo Pro Tipo. There's a lot of significances with Porsche and Momo. As we know, the 911 was born in 1964. The Momo steering wheel company was also born in 1964. The two have gone on to become automotive legends, and the two have been linked for the past 50 years together. Back in April of this year, prior to the Long Beach Grand Prix, I was lucky enough to have Enrique, the current owner of the Momo brand, come and visit me.
Started showing me around the garage. You can tell immediately with the first 15 seconds you meet him that the passion that comes from walking around looking at all his cars, and I was very happy to see that most of them had a Momo steering wheel in them. So obviously we got talking about the Momo steering wheels and what it means to him, when he's driving the car and having that in his hands, and the connection to the car, to the wheel. So he was always saying, I love Momo steering wheels, but I can never put a new one in my car because it'll just clash with the way I like my interiors. And and he always referenced back to, I had this Jackie Stewart wheel that's completely beat up. It's my favorite steering wheel in the world. I floated him the idea, well, listen, why don't we go ahead and make a Magnus Edition steering wheel, and then obviously one thing led to another, and here we are.
A few conversations with Enrique, and I was able to sort of come up with the concept of combining two wheels into one and making essentially a Jackie Stewart thick grip Momo Pro Tipo. But for me, the real icing on the cake was being able to hand distress the leather of the wheel. I always like wheels to look old and vintage. So I showed Enrique how we'd hand distressed leather to make leather pants, and suggested that it was a rather straightforward idea to actually hand distress the leather prior to the leather being wrapped around the wheel, to really give it a unique vintage patinaed look, which is something that I don't think had ever been done before. So I couldn't be more thrilled to have my own Momo signature steering wheel. I've put quite a few miles on it in my 67S and also in my favorite car number 277. The wheel's available in black and silver, and it's a limited edition wheel. Today's going to be a memorable moment because I'm actually going to remove my Momo Mod 7 wheel, which has been on 277 for the past 14 years. But I'm really excited to replace that with my own signature wheel because I'm really proud of that wheel. The wheel feels great, and it's just a new evolution in the history of 277. The best place to debut the wheel would be at the Rennsport reunion, which in essence is the world's biggest Porsche event with enthusiasts coming from all over the world. We came up with the idea of, to celebrate Momo's 50th anniversary, it would be great to have a Road to Rennsport rally to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Momo company. Approximately 75 Porsches and fellow enthusiasts like myself will be driving from downtown LA to Laguna Seca. We'll be driving through my favorite road, Angeles Crest Highway. We'll do a late morning few laps at Willow Springs, and I'm super excited to be driving my favorite car with my own Momo steering wheel on the road to Rennsport.
Well, I saw what was a very good fit, I thought, for the company's sake, someone who has this much passion, who cares about the brand and the product, and who really is involved in everything he does directly. In the end, it's something you always want to do, which is your passion, right? Hang out with a lot of guys and girls that have the same passion, same interests, and talk about cars, and go to the racetrack, which is where I always feel at home.
We're not taking the short road to Laguna Seca. We're taking the scenic route. We're out there searching for the perfect road, enjoying the drive with fellow enthusiasts to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Rennsport reunion, the 50th anniversary of Momo, and also the release of my signature steering wheel. I always talk about you put the car on the road where you want it to be, but you're putting it there with the steering wheel. And what better wheel to pilot the car than a vintage Momo steering wheel.